You are being robbed every single day. And the worst thing about it, you are not even aware of it. You don't even notice it. There's a reason why people like Gary Stevenson, also known as Gary Economics, is going viral recently. And there is a reason why gambling is also going, how to say, it's gaining ground everywhere. And gambling companies are growing like crazy, and everybody wants to gamble. Everybody wants to gamble on shit coins. Everybody wants to gamble on soccer games or UFC or whatever. There is a reason why all of these things are becoming popular. It's because people are struggling and people want to make money and people can't afford a living anymore. And they can't afford what their parents and grandparents could afford when they were their own age. And the problem, of course, is not the rich, as Gary Stevenson or Gary Economics want you to believe. The problem is inflation. The problem is money printing. The problem is that the government wants to spend more than it has, and it borrows from your future and the future of your children and grandchildren through printing money. That's the real problem. Now, I made a video where I explain inflation in the most simplest way, and you can understand it, and you can even understand how governments, economists, and how mainstream economists lie about it. You can watch it here. But to cut to the chase and not to go into the details of inflation, inflation is robbing you as we speak right now. So if you make money, if you are working, if you are saving your money in the bank, you are losing your money. There is a reason why a burger in the 70s cost 5 cents and now it costs $5. There is a reason why housing prices skyrocketed. They 10x'd. The price of a housing price is 10x what it was in the 70s, for example. It's not that the houses have gone up in price, but the money has actually lost its value. That's what's happened. The money now is worth less, is 10x less what it was worth back in the day. That's the real problem. The real problem that you need to keep thinking about all day is not the rich, it's inflation. I remember when I first understood inflation, I couldn't sleep. I was thinking to myself, how the fuck am I gonna support myself 20, 30 years from now? If the money I'm making now is not enough, how the fuck am I gonna survive in the future when it's gonna be worth less? And when you look at all these pension programs, whether it's private or public, you can't really survive on the salary or on that pension. You can't really survive on it 20, 30, 40 years from now. You can't. So what's the solution? What can you do to beat inflation? You can't outwork inflation. You can't outsave inflation. There is only one solution that I talk about all the time in this channel, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not just something that you buy to make quick money. Bitcoin is not something that you buy for investment purposes. Bitcoin is a necessity. Bitcoin is an insurance against legalized theft, which is inflation. Inflation is legalized theft done by the government to steal from your present, future, and the future of your children and grandchildren. That's what it is. And you should be thinking about it now before tomorrow. You should think about how to escape this rat race, which is inflation. I made a video explaining why the rat race is not having a day job, but it's running after money that loses value in real time. That's the real problem. I can't sacrifice my time and effort and expertise to earn money that some other simple human being like myself prints out of thin air with no cost. That's not fair. That's unfair. Gary Stevenson, if you want to talk about equality, this is real equality. Everybody should work for money. No man, I think Jack Mahler says this best. He says no man should work for what another man can print for free. I think it's powerful. So if you want to survive in the future, if you don't want to be poor, if you don't want your kids to be poor, if you want to escape the rat race, if you want to save yourself from this mess that we live in right now because of fiat money, because of money printing that's being done by the American government. Because if you think about it, every other currency is just a derivative of the dollar. The dollar is the world reserve currency. So the dollar is going down. That means everything else is going down. And you can't save your money in a bank account. A savings account, what are you going to get? Like the top is 5%. Inflation is more than 5% a year. I explained this in my inflation video. You can watch it. So if you want to escape the rat race, if you want to save yourself from legalized theft, buy Bitcoin, study Bitcoin, and get yourself some Bitcoin and learn how to manage your Bitcoin. That's all I have to say. Let me guys know what you think in the comments below, and see you in the next one. Take care.